Hey there, I'm Joe Carter. If you've ever popped the hood and thought, where do I even start? You're in good company. Around here, we take the mystery out of car repair, one fix at a time. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to sharpen your skills, there's something here for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're into learning without the headaches. All right, that's enough from me. Let's get into it.
Modification of electronic settings that correct the time, duration of injection, the degree of interrogation of sensor equipment, and the nature of commands to the actuators. Where does the improvement of the motor begin and where does it end? The easiest way to improve the dynamics of the car is chip tuning. It is worth stipulating at once that the effectiveness of such a method depends on the computing power of the electronic engine control unit, hereinafter ECU, and the type of software. It is the ECU that controls ignition and injection timing. The control program is stored in the ROM, permanent recording device, of the ECU. The way the engine is controlled depends on the calibrations that are prescribed for all engine operating modes, idle, maximum load mode, etc. It is the change of calibrations that allows you to get a power gain. Sometimes this figure reaches 20%. This can be achieved even without loss of service life. This is explained by the fact that the factory prescription of the motor is largely compromised. Often, it is even too tight due to environmental regulations or marketing prerequisites. Comprehensive engine boosting includes refining engine parts, intake system, exhaust system, of the fuel-air mixture system. Let's dwell on all the points in order. Refining the heart in the circle of tuners still do not fade disputes about the correct sequence of work. Therefore, we will simply give an enumeration of possible methods of forcing the motor, refinement of the cylinder head, which may include increasing the cross-section of the intake and exhaust channels, which will allow the motor to breathe better, replacement of seats, installation of large valves, shaving the thickness of the cylinder head, leading to an increase in compression ratio. The engine block can be bored to the desired repair size, which will increase the volume of the engine. In the case of liner blocks, it is possible to install liners with increased internal diameter. This entails the installation of larger pistons, as well as other rings. Installation of camshafts that change the process of gas formation in the combustion chamber. The change is made by selecting the shape of the cams, which affects the amount of valve lift and the degree of overlap. Depending on the setting, camshafts can be low, the car accelerates well from low speeds, high, full chest, motor breathes only at high speeds, as well as with an average value. For example, the engine will produce good torque at the lows, not bad in the mid-range, but fade at the highs. Installation of lightweight components of the CKD, flywheel. This solution allows the motor to gain speed more easily. To facilitate the use of forged connecting rods and pistons. For especially evil motors, it is vital also because the material used allows you to tolerate large mechanical and thermal loads. Intake and exhaust. To increase the amount of incoming air is recommended. Install a zero-Vic filter, realizing a cold air intake. Select the optimal cross-section of the channels of the intake system. It is possible to install an equal-length intake manifold. A separate point in boosting is the installation of a turbine or turbocharger. Each of the solutions has its advantages and disadvantages. Finalization of the exhaust system begins with the installation of manifolds, called spiders. The shape and length of the exhaust must be selected individually. The cross-section of the exhaust system pipe must be increased. Catalysts and particulate filters must be removed. Ignition. Forcing old engines with contact ignition systems necessarily requires modification of the spark ignition units. The reason for this is that the spark in such systems is weak, and at high speeds it is not stable at all. The solution to this problem is to switch to a contactless ignition system. Even better performance can be achieved with a microprocessor-based spark control system. Fuel supply. It is logical that an increase in the amount of incoming air leads to the possibility of supplying a larger portion of fuel. This can be achieved by installing higher flow rate jets, larger injectors in the case of injector engines, and a higher capacity fuel pump. Final tuning. If you have improved the hardware, it does not mean that you have carried out a competent boosting of the engine. Each change in configuration requires tuning and appropriate ECU firmware. It is best if the tuning of the motor will be carried out online while driving. Only in this case you can get a really good result. What is included in internal combustion engine repair? In conclusion, boosting a car engine is all about enhancing its performance and dynamic characteristics to achieve a more exhilarating driving experience. From turbocharging and supercharging to upgrading the exhaust system and tuning the engine management, there are various effective methods to consider. Each approach has its own benefits and potential drawbacks, so it's essential to choose the right combination that aligns with your goals and vehicle specifications. By carefully implementing these techniques, you can unlock the full potential of your engine, ensuring a thrilling ride while maintaining reliability. Thank you for watching, and we hope this guide helps you on your journey to boost your car's performance.